My husband's sister stormed into our house and screamed, "You took him from me." I laughed, "He's your brother." She shook her head, "You don't understand. We were soulmates." My husband gasped, "You need help." But when I checked her phone, I realized this wasn't just a fantasy. I never expected my Sunday to turn into a horror show. It started off as a normal day. My husband, Daniel, was fixing a cabinet in the kitchen, and I was curled up on the couch scrolling through my phone. We had the windows open because it was a rare, breezy afternoon. The house smelled like fresh coffee, and for once, everything felt calm. Then someone started pounding on the front door. Not knocking, pounding. Daniel and I looked at each other. No one ever showed up unannounced. I set my phone down and got up just as the door slammed open. Danielle, his sister. Her face was twisted with rage, eyes wide, chest heaving like she had run all the way here. "You," she spat, pointing straight at me. Her hands were shaking, and her lips were pale. "You stole him from me." I blinked. "What?" Daniel stepped out of the kitchen, frowning. Danielle, what the hell, but she wasn't looking at him. She was staring at me like she wanted to rip me apart. "You don't deserve him," she seethed. "He was mine. And you ruined everything." I let out a small laugh, mostly out of confusion. "Danielle, he's your brother." At that moment, Daniel stepped closer. His face was pale, his hands half raised, like he was afraid she'd lunge at me. "Danielle, stop. You need help." She shook her head hard, her tangled hair whipping around. "You don't understand," she whispered. "We were meant to be together. It was always supposed to be us." My stomach twisted. Daniel took another step forward, voice tight. "What the hell are you talking about?" Danielle's breathing was erratic. Her fingers dug into her scalp, and she gave a soft, breathy laugh. "You'll see. You'll both see." That's when I noticed the phone in her hand. And then she dropped it. The screen was still on. And what I saw on it made my blood turn ice cold. Danielle's phone landed face up on the floor. I didn't even think. I grabbed it. The screen was open to her text messages. The contact name was My Forever Love. I hesitated. Then I scrolled up. And my stomach flipped. "I miss you every second. Every breath I take without you is wasted. She doesn't deserve you. She took you from me. But don't worry, my love. I'm going to fix this. Then we can finally be together again. Like before." I felt physically sick. My hands started shaking. Daniel must have seen my face because he grabbed the phone from me. His eyes scanned the screen, and then he went rigid. His mouth opened and closed like he wanted to say something, but nothing came out. So I scrolled up even further. The messages started years ago. At first, they were normal sibling conversations. Then things started changing. The tone of her texts became obsessive. The words shifted from sisterly to something else entirely. And then, there were the pictures. Hundreds of them. Some were old, Daniel and Danielle as kids, photos from holidays. But then I started seeing pictures of us. Some were from our wedding. Some were of Daniel at work. And then, some were of me sleeping. My whole body went cold. Daniel inhaled sharply. "Jesus Christ," he whispered. I couldn't stop scrolling. More pictures. Me at the grocery store. Me sitting at the dining table, taken from outside our house. Me in the backyard, sipping coffee. I felt my pulse in my throat. Then I got to the most recent message. "I won't let her win. I have a plan, my love. Soon, she'll be gone. And then we'll be happy again. Just like before." I dropped the phone. Daniel looked like he was going to be sick. His hands were white-knuckled around the phone. He turned to Danielle, who was watching us with a smile. "You read them," she whispered. "Now you know." Daniel's face was blank. "Danielle," he said slowly, "what the hell is this?" She tilted her head, eyes softening. "You loved me first," she said, almost dreamily. "Before her. Before she came and ruined everything." Daniel took a shaky breath. "We were kids, Danielle. You were my sister. That's all we ever were." Danielle laughed. It was high-pitched and shaky, like a broken music box. "No, no, no," she murmured. "That's just what they told you. But you know the truth, don't you?" Daniel's jaw clenched. "The truth?" Danielle's smile widened. "You loved me first. We were happy before she came along. And once she's gone." The world tilted. I stepped back. "What do you mean, gone?" Danielle's smile stretched further. "You'll see soon enough." I don't remember grabbing my phone, but I did. I dialed 911 before I could even think. Danielle didn't fight it when they took her away. She was calm. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just smiled at me, like she knew something I didn't. The real nightmare started after she was gone. The police searched her apartment. They found cameras. Hidden cameras. Inside our house. They found a journal. Pages and pages about me. I watch her sleep. It makes me sick. She doesn't belong in our life. I tried taking his shirt today. It still smells like him. It's the only thing that keeps me sane. I won't let her take him from me. I won't. I won't. And then came the worst part. The part that made me collapse onto the floor. They found bottles. Tiny, unlabeled bottles hidden in her apartment. And the tests confirmed it. She had been poisoning me. Not enough to kill me right away, but enough to make me weaker. Enough to make me sick. Enough to make Daniel tired of taking care of me. Enough to make me disappear slowly. Her plan was simple. Make me too weak. Make Daniel resent taking care of me. And then? I'd be out of the way. And she'd have him back. Like she believed he was always supposed to be. I still don't sleep well. I don't know if I ever will. Because some nights, I wake up and feel like someone is watching me. And I know, deep in my gut, if she ever gets out, she's coming back. For weeks, Daniel and I barely spoke about what happened. We moved through life in a daze, trying to act normal. But nothing felt normal anymore. Danielle was locked away in a psychiatric facility, ruled mentally unfit for trial. The doctor said she would be under constant supervision. They assured us she wouldn't be able to hurt me again. But that did nothing to stop the nightmares. And then, the letters started coming. At first, we didn't even know they were from her. The first letter arrived 3 weeks after Danielle was taken away. It came in an unmarked envelope. No return address. Just a single sheet of paper. Daniel's name was written in perfect, looping handwriting. I opened it before he got home. My hands were sweating as I unfolded the paper. And then I read it. My love, I forgive you. I know you're confused. I know she's still in the way. But I understand now it's not your fault. They lied to you. They told you I was sick, that I was crazy. But deep down, you know the truth. I'll wait for you. I'll always wait. I'm getting better, Daniel. Soon, I'll be able to come home. And when I do, we'll fix everything. Just like before. My stomach turned over. I checked the envelope again. No postmark. No stamp. Someone had hand-delivered it. And that meant one thing: someone had helped her send it. Daniel came home an hour later. I showed him the letter the second he walked through the door. He read it in dead silence, his hands gripping the paper so tightly it crumpled. We need to call the police, I whispered. Daniel nodded, but his jaw was clenched so tightly I thought his teeth might crack. The officer who came to our house read the letter, then sighed like we were wasting his time. Ma'am, this could be anyone, he said. Could be a prank. Could be a coincidence. I lost it. A coincidence? I snapped. Are you serious? After everything she's done. The officer sighed again. Look, we checked the psychiatric facility. She hasn't left. No visitors, no calls, no access to mail. She's still in there. Daniel spoke up, his voice tight. Then someone on the inside is helping her. The officer hesitated. We'll look into it. But we could tell he didn't believe us. And a few days later, another letter arrived. This time, it was taped to our front door. I see you. I see what she's doing to you, Daniel. You're miserable. She's made you weak. She's ruined us. But don't worry. I won't let her keep you forever. I'm coming. Daniel and I stared at the letter, neither of us breathing. She wasn't supposed to have any contact with the outside world. But somehow, she had someone watching us. I looked at Daniel, panic clawing up my throat. What if she gets out? Daniel exhaled sharply. She won't. She can't. But the doubt in his voice was impossible to ignore. I started noticing small things. The kitchen window, left open when I was sure I had closed it. Footsteps in the backyard, too heavy to be a raccoon. The sound of scraping against our bedroom window at night. One evening, I found a single footprint in the flower bed beneath the window. Too big to be mine. Too small to be Daniel's. I showed him. He went completely still. And then he looked up at me. Pack a bag, he said. We're leaving. Now. We scrambled to throw clothes into suitcases. My heart was hammering so loudly I could barely hear. Daniel called the police again. They told us the same thing. She's still in the facility. She hasn't left. She has no contact with the outside world. But someone was watching us. Someone was helping her. Daniel grabbed the car keys. Let's go. He yanked open the front door and stopped dead. My breath caught in my throat. What? And then I saw it. A single red ribbon. Tied to the doorknob. A symbol from their childhood. Danielle used to tie red ribbons to Daniel's wrist when they were kids. She told him it meant they would never be apart. And now, one was tied to our front door. I heard a rustling sound, and then I felt eyes on me. Someone was watching us. And they were close. Daniel and I froze. The red ribbon swayed in the breeze, tied so neatly, so deliberately. My stomach lurched. Someone had been here. Close enough to touch our front door. Daniel's breathing was sharp. He turned his head slowly, scanning the yard, the street. Looking, and then the neighbor's motion light flickered on. I whipped my head around just in time to see a shadow disappear behind our fence. Someone was here, watching us. Right now. Daniel shoved me inside and slammed the door shut. His hands were shaking as he locked it. Then bang. A noise from the backyard. Someone was trying to get in. I grabbed my phone with numb fingers and dialed 911. The operator answered, but my voice came out in a choked whisper. Someone is in our yard. The police came fast. Too fast. Like they had already been in the area. By the time they searched the backyard, whoever was there was gone. But they found something worse. A folding chair. Hidden behind our shed, facing our bedroom window. And a pile of cigarette butts beside it. Someone had been sitting there, watching us. For who knows how long. I felt like I was going to be sick. Daniel gritted his teeth so hard I thought they'd crack. It's her. His voice was raw. It has to be her. The cops shook their heads. We've checked the facility 3 times. She's still there. I swallowed hard. Then she has someone helping her. The letters kept coming. Even after the police staked out our house. Even after we changed the locks. Even after Daniel bought a gun. Every few days, another envelope would show up somewhere new. Taped under the windshield wiper of Daniel's car. Stuffed into our mailbox, even though it had no stamp. Once, I even found one inside the house. Daniel had left a window unlocked. We didn't sleep that night. And the messages got worse. I know you're scared. But don't be. I'm not angry. I know you don't understand right now, but you will. I just need to get rid of her first. Then everything will be perfect again. I couldn't breathe. She wasn't just watching us anymore. She was getting closer. And then, the worst letter came. It was delivered to our doorstep in the middle of the night. Daniel found it when he went out for the paper. And when he walked back inside, his face was gray. He didn't say a word. Just handed me the letter. And my blood ran cold. Hi, Daniel. Guess what? I got out. I can't wait to see you. I've missed you so much. I hope she's ready. I dropped the paper. No. No, no, no. I grabbed my phone and called the police. The operator put me on hold. On hold. When she finally came back, her voice was calm. Ma'am, Danielle is still in the facility. She hasn't left. She's under full supervision. But that was a lie. Because less than an hour later, a car pulled up in front of our house. And Danielle stepped out, smiling, like she had never been gone. I didn't breathe. I didn't blink. I didn't even move. Danielle stood at the edge of our driveway, the setting sun casting her shadow long and dark across the pavement. She was smiling, not manic, not crazed, but calm, like she had just returned from a vacation. Daniel was frozen beside me. His hands were curled into fists, his breathing shallow. I whispered, "She's not supposed to be here." He didn't answer. Danielle took a step forward, slow and deliberate. I instinctively grabbed Daniel's arm. "Get inside." But Danielle laughed. "Come on, don't be like that," she called out, voice light, teasing. "I just wanted to see you." I could feel Daniel shaking. His voice came out raw. How the hell did you get out?" Danielle's smile grew. "You wouldn't believe how easy it was." She took another step. Daniel snapped. "Stay the hell back." His voice was thunderous, vibrating with something I had never heard before. Danielle stopped. Her expression flickered, just for a second. Then, to my horror, she giggled. "You've never raised your voice at me before, Danny." I felt a sick wave of nausea. She was enjoying this. And then, in one swift movement, she lifted her hands, palms up, empty. "See? No weapons. Nothing scary. Just me. I only want to talk." Daniel's breathing was ragged. "The hell you do?" I pulled my phone out, my fingers barely able to grip it. "I'm calling the police." Danielle tilted her head, her eyes flicking toward me. And that's when I saw it, a flash of something cold, something ugly. "You always ruin everything," she murmured. Before I could react, she lunged forward. Daniel moved first. He shoved me behind him, his body acting like a shield. Danielle stopped mid-lunge, barely a foot away. Her expression contorted pain, rage, something deeply wounded flashing across her face. "Don't do this," Daniel said, his voice hoarse. Danielle's eyes filled with tears. "But I love you." Something inside Daniel snapped. "No, you don't." His voice cracked, raw, shattered. "This isn't love, Danielle. This is obsession. This is sick." She flinched like he had slapped her. Daniel kept going, voice shaking. "I'm your brother. That's all I've ever been. That's all I'll ever be." Tears spilled down her cheeks, but her mouth curled into a bitter smile. "You don't mean that." Daniel's hands clenched at his sides. "Yes, I do. And you need to hear it. I never loved you like that, Danielle. I never will." Her whole body tensed, like a rubber band stretched too tight. But you did. Before she came. She turned her head toward me, slowly, like it physically hurt her to look at me. Her voice was quiet, shaky. If she was gone, we could be happy again. Daniel staggered back like she had punched him. I felt my chest tighten. You tried to kill me. She blinked at me, like she didn't understand the words. Daniel's voice was barely a whisper. Tell me the truth, Danielle. If she never came into my life, what would you have done? Danielle didn't answer. But the look on her face was enough. She had never seen me as a person. Only as a problem. Something to be removed. Red and blue lights flashed down the street. I let out a breath I hadn't realized I was holding. Danielle didn't move. She didn't run. She just stared at Daniel, her whole body shaking. The officers rushed in, voices firm, commanding. Ma'am, hands where we can see them. Danielle didn't resist. As they grabbed her arms, she turned back to Daniel. And in a voice barely above a whisper, she said, I did it for you. The word sent a shiver down my spine. Daniel swallowed hard, his face ashen. You did it for yourself. For the first time, Danielle looked lost. Like she didn't recognize him anymore. Like she was realizing, too late, that she had destroyed the only thing she wanted to keep. They led her away. She never looked back. We stayed silent as the cops took our statements. Daniel barely spoke. His hands were in tight fists, his whole body rigid. The officer sighed. She escaped with help from a former employee. We caught them both. They'll be processed and charged. How long? I asked, my voice hollow. The officer looked at me. It's complicated. She's still being evaluated. But this time, there'll be no communication. No loopholes. No letters. She won't be able to reach you ever again. I didn't believe him. Daniel didn't either. But we nodded anyway. We moved 2 months later. New city. New house. No forwarding address. Daniel changed his number. We cut ties with everyone who might still be connected to Danielle. But it didn't erase the damage. Daniel was quiet now. More distant. Some nights, I'd wake up and find him sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at his hands. I knew what he was thinking. How did I not see it? How did I not stop it sooner? One night, I finally spoke. You know it wasn't your fault, right? Daniel exhaled shakily, his shoulders tense. I should have noticed, he said softly. I should have seen what she was turning into. I reached for his hand. She made sure you didn't. His fingers curled around mine, but he didn't answer. After a long pause, he whispered, she was my sister. I didn't know what to say, because that was the worst part. She had been his sister. She had been his family. And she had destroyed everything. Months passed. One afternoon, a package arrived. No return address. Just a plain brown box. I shouldn't have opened it. But I did. Inside was a single red ribbon. And a note. You can run, but I'll always find you. I felt my throat close up. Daniel came home that evening to find me sitting on the couch, the note clutched in my hands. He didn't say anything. He just pulled me into his arms. And together, we sat in the quiet, knowing this nightmare wasn't really over. Because Danielle was still out there. Waiting,